On this episode of Rucking Asia, that you probably won't watch all the way to the end because it's pretty long, we'll cover how and why to start rucking, dealing with shoulder numbness, David Hasselhoff, stealing a dog, water and snacks, how to not get obliterated by a car, sketchy zip lines, and much, much more. Let's go for a ruck.
But walking isn't exactly easy, as you'll see here in Asia. There's not a lot of nice places like this where you can walk. So you have to kind of make the effort to walk, not just like, go out of your doorstep, put some shoes on and walk on the sidewalk. Your sidewalk might be non-existent, or there might be cars parked on it or motorcycles driving on it. So, is that a chicken foot? It is. Figuring out, is that a chicken foot? Is that animal parts? Is that feces? Is the feces canine or human? What are we dealing with here? Anyway, walking itself just seems a little bit easy. And so, rucking, right? You throw some weight on, you get moving, and something kind of magical happens. It's for like, hey, you don't just have to be going hiking to do this. Just get a backpack and move. And so maybe we can see some cool things together. Why not? Why not give it a try? And if it inspires you to get out there and do it, I don't know, maybe we can start a bit of a rucking revolution here. And if not, if it's just one or two people who discover it, and that's a win, because what I find is really unique to rucking. When you ruck, there's a quiet that settles back in. And it's not a quiet that, unfortunately, we give ourselves anymore. And I'm not trying to get, philosophical here, but it's true. Like, I find that if I just get out, no earphones, but you get out and you get into nature, and after a while, you allow yourself to think about things. You allow yourself to sit in the quiet, and things kind of surface. And sometimes they're weird ruck thoughts, right? The other day I was out for a ruck, not recording it or anything, and I was like, is David Hasselhoff still alive? And then I don't know, I started thinking about David Hasselhoff, started thinking about that famous video, like, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 years, where he's hammered trying to eat a cheeseburger and his daughter's shame filming him, and it's like simultaneously the funniest and saddest video of all time. I don't know why. That video just decided to surface. My brain wasn't just constantly worried about emails and messages and who's sending me what and staying connected. I just kind of allowed myself to have quiet. And it reminded me a lot of when I was a kid. If you are in that age, oh, hey, what's up? All right, just, winding down after a fun night on the town. Kind of nice to be back to those times where you would ride your bike or you'd walk home from school or to school, and you didn't have anything around you. You didn't have, maybe you had a Walkman or a Discman, but generally you were left to your own thoughts, left to your own silence, and just moving about through space. Oftentimes with a backpack loaded down with books. So, maybe we were the original ruckers back then, but it is nice to just be quiet and be with your own thoughts for a while. And look, the irony is not lost upon me, the fact that I'm babbling on about this right now into my phone, right, into a lav mic that we're gonna put up on the internet for someone to watch. None of that is lost on me. But the way that I'm framing it, oh, look at these little frogs. I don't know if you can see that. These are Little tiny frogs. I'll just kind of zoom in on it. Look at that guy. See? Check him out. We're out on a ruck together. And so we can have a chat. And maybe it is just a stream of conscious thing for me. It is a little bit cathartic too. But, you know, why not just go out and have a chat with somebody? And, ooh, more of these little frogs. Check them out. Don't step on them though, Dave. Do not step on the little guys. Yeah, so we're out together. But for this one, if you're looking for a friend to chat with, to go on a little walk with, and to see some cool things, I'm your guy. And I like it because it has a pretty big separator between the road and the sidewalk, which is nice. But here's one thing about rucking that, for those of you who've done it, or for those of you who've done a lot of hiking, will know. When you're carrying weight on your shoulders, the step off the curb, step, you know, into uneven pavement becomes a little bit more treacherous because you've got, you know, 30 or 40 extra pounds with you, maybe even more. So you definitely have to be mindful, especially here. If I get cross traffic, if there's somebody coming the other way, I'm always worried about stepping off this little curb here and not only into traffic, but off a pretty good ledge. So yeah, movements are a little different. We've got to be a little bit more deliberate with our steps, especially as the weight increases, but we're going to enjoy it. I'll jump in for one thing here. That black structure that you see over there and that one over there is a zip line, which seems like a terrifying thing to do. Does it seem like a bit of a death trap? Yes, but I don't know. What's life without a few, you know, death traps every now and again? Makes you just hard to kill. Or easier to die, I don't know. What am I talking about? Like, it's pretty death trappy, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too judgmental, but the closer I get, the more death trappy it seems. Yeah. Death trappy, pretty. What does that sign say? Work safely, your family is waiting for you at home. It is true. It is true. Unless you're a loner and you don't have any family, and then life is sad. But if that's you, we can ruck together, and we'll have a little chat, and we'll try to keep the darkness at bay for at least another couple of days. And walk back over the bridge, and we'll pick it up on the other end. I want to talk a little bit about a few things I've learned when we started out rucking. So if you are getting started as well, they might help you out. So. Okay, we are off the bridge now. We're going to continue our march around Diamond Island. I'm going to show you a secret superpower that I've learned since being here in Asia. Turn signals don't work, crosswalks don't work, traffic lights don't work. There's only one thing that works, and it's called the Ming Hand. The Ming Hand of power. The Ming hand has the ability to stop traffic. I'm going to show you how it works. You put your Ming hand out in front of you like this, and surprisingly, people, except for this speeding Kia over here, will respect it. So I also don't want to get mowed down by this car. Ming hand works best for bikes. Here it comes, here it comes. You move around because of the Ming hand. I got some really good advice when I came here. You're gonna see in some of the footage, I mean, obviously I've got nice walking spaces right here, but you'll notice in some of the footage, the cars are getting pretty close. Bikes even closer. A buddy of mine from the States, he talked to me about it and he was like, look, you gotta just let things go on the road because you're gonna wanna punch someone in the face. And he says, let's think even best case scenario. That person cuts you off, does something dumb, and you punch him in the face. Cool. 30 seconds later, someone's gonna do something else that makes you wanna punch him in the face. And then 30 seconds after that, and so on and so on. So he's like, your life will be a lot easier in Asia if you learn to let those things go, especially with traffic. But it is a super good lesson if you've traveled to Southeast Asia or any place that has really crazy roads. It's kind of best to just learn to let things go. Today I'm carrying, all told, 16 kilograms times 2.2 equals math, whatever, I'll put it on the screen, but what it is in pounds. But yeah, so we're up over 30 pounds. I like this weight, feels really good, feels like I can move around easily for sustained distances. I'd like to get up to 45 or 50 pounds. I don't know that I trust this specific backpack to do that. We'll talk a little more about this backpack in a bit. But one thing that I did notice is if you're ever out rucking and you feel like a little bit of numbness, put your hand in your thumb loops, give yourself a little bit of clearance in the bag, right? Move it off your shoulders just a little bit and try a different position. You should notice right away that pins and needles feeling, like the blood returning. And from here, don't just, grin and bear it. Make some adjustments to the straps. Maybe it's pinching at a certain area. Maybe it's a little bit lopsided. Use these signals, pay attention to them, and make adjustments. In some way, I gotta sneak through this little gate here. There is a ton of people in the water. Looks like I've stumbled upon a swimming lessons Red Cross program, sanctioned, no doubt. Oh, that's awesome. So it's a lot of older ones out there swimming. This must be a part of the island where there isn't a very strong current, because what you're seeing right up here, between here and there, it's where the Mekong and the Tonle Sap rivers meet. The currents can get pretty gnarly. So we must have a sort of a quiet area in here where the older ones can swim. So that's pretty cool. That guy's having a great time. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to join in, but I don't want to step on a ritual if I'm not supposed to, so. To our right up here is the kind of city of Phnom Penh. Not a ton of high rises, but so many more since we first moved here. We came here to visit in 2015, and then moved here in 2016. And yeah, the skyline looks way different now. So things are getting a lot better over here. As I mentioned before, it does catch a bad rap, but general daily life here is pretty good. If you get a chance to travel, that's amazing. If you can't, just get out in your community, maybe reconnect with it, and throw a little weight on your back doing so. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about the weight that I'm using. I'll put a link to the video. I put a video all about sort of the DIY startup guide, because for any of you who've tried to create a home gym, you know that at home, weight is expensive. And so I give you a couple of ideas in the video for how to build out some weight packs that are a little bit easier to carry and that are really inexpensive. And really, most people don't need to spend anything. They've probably got a backpack in their house, and they've got books, and or bags of rice, or sand, or some like a rock from the garden. They can just chuck in their bag and go. Really, that's the barrier to entry. It's really low, and so I definitely want to encourage you to just go get out and do it first. So many times we learn of a new activity, and I'm guilty of this too. And you're like, okay, now I got to go online, and something that I didn't know existed like 20 minutes before, now I'm like, oh, I'm adding like a camelback to my to my cart, for some reason. And use what you've got. Get out and try. It's going to be Ming hand time here. This crosswalk, no one will obey, but the Ming hand conquers all. If you want to start rucking and you've watched this video or you've got to this part, just go do it. You probably have everything that you need. Actually, I'm gonna see if I could go around the front here. Yeah, at the very minimum, you can get going with about 25 bucks. So either way, I hope that you can do it. This also seems like the area where I'll try to go down here and there'll be a security guard that tells me that I'm not allowed to. Which is okay, but we're gonna try it out because there's a little canal here, and I'd much rather walk along that than the road. Oh, it's blocked off here, so I'll have to go back. Diamond Island is an island you may be familiar with, and I'm seeing the sort of a monument here in front of me. So I can't remember the date. There's like part of me that says it's 2012, but I also think that's when the king died. Maybe it was 2011, 2007, I don't know the date, but it was somewhere kind of in that range, and apologies for not knowing it offhand. But there was a bridge here. I think it was called the Diamond Gate Bridge, and during the Cambodian Water Festival, there was, I think they called them a crush, or I don't know if a stampede is the right word anymore. I think it's called a crowd crush, and yeah, it was a really tragic event. And this is the area that it happened. Yeah, really tragic event, and one that not a lot of people know about. It's a theme here with Cambodia, actually. I find that sometimes when I'm back home and I tell people that, yeah, we're out traveling in Southeast Asia, our home hub is Cambodia, and they're like, oh, yeah, Cambodia, where's that at again? And then if I don't say Southeast Asia, they're like, yeah, Cambodia, that's Africa, right? I wish I was joking, but those are real conversations that I've had. It is not Cameroon. It is also not Colombia. But yeah, it's sort of a little known place, obviously getting a lot of attention recently for maybe the wrong reasons. But in general, I really do love it here. And as I say that, this is going to be the time when some jerkface runs me over. So So it is also the tail end of mango season. You'll see mango trees up there. You can see this one's got some there. But wow, mango season here in Cambodia, the mangoes are so good. They've ruined, like Southeast Asia has ruined mangoes for me back home. When I go back home and somebody gives me a mango, there's two things that I think of. One, why is this mango $5? And two, why is this $5 mango not as good as the 12-cent mango or the free mango on the street, depending on the price. Sometimes people just give them to you. But a lot of other times, you can buy mangoes at the market for 2,000 or 3,000 real, which is like 50 cents or 75 cents for a kilogram. And a kilogram is usually like 3 mangoes. Check out all these wow, check out all of these mangoes. You'll notice here in this area, and specifically, so the Diamond Island area and right behind it, these buildings up here, tons and tons of Chinese immigrants, especially just over this bridge right over here. If you turn left, there's like a community where basically everything is Chinese first. And this is part of the area, I come on my weekly run, part of this route. And this area that we're gonna turn into, to the left and then back up to the left again, this is all like Chinese shops. So we started to see a huge influx of Chinese people in 2018. We've got lots of Chinese people here. Now, of course, there's tons of Chinese people everywhere in the world. One of the really awesome things, I've got a couple of friends here that speak Chinese, and they know the right restaurants to go to. And man, some of those, this is a side note, this is a Xiaomi car in front of me. That's awesome. Xiaomi's just taking over the world, from my cheap phone to that cool looking car. Problem is a lot of the Chinese restaurants are all in Chinese script, right? So you don't know, and even if you do translate them, it's like, oh, spinning duck sheep lucky #1. And you're like, I don't know what that means, right? So, but if you go with somebody who speaks Chinese, man, they unlock cuisine that is crazy delicious. I mean, we have no idea in the West what good Chinese food is, unless, of course, you're from like, you know, a big city that has a huge Chinatown. And then in that case, you probably do. Like Chongqing, Chengdu, this like sort of area of China has amazing food, apparently. I've never been there. Maybe I'll ruck there one day. But friends who've taken me to those restaurants and introduced me to their delicious, spicy food, especially the kind of spice that numbs your tongue. So good, really delicious. So if you're ever out on a ruck and you see, oh, this guy's gonna pee, I don't wanna get flagged for inappropriate content, so I'm gonna do a crab walk until I get to the street. Okay, yeah, if you're ever out for a ruck and you see a restaurant, it's got a whole bunch of words that you don't know, give it a try. Let's go this way. It is a mango massacre out here. All right, dog, are you a good boy? I think you're a good boy. But just, you should be a good boy. Stay over there. Get a little drink of street water. Oh, that poor little guy. He's had some rough days. It's a tricky one here with dogs because I don't know if you're a dog person. I love dogs. And so you feel bad for them. You see them on the street and you kind of want to help them out. Maybe throw them a little bit of food or, you know, a drink of water or something. But they're also, you know, animals that have survived and can be pretty haggard sometimes. Also, you never know what kind of life they've lived. Unfortunately, there are dog fights that happen. People also have dogs that they raise that are protecting their property, so they can be really mean. I mean, it's probably coming eventually, but there'll be a day, I'm sure, where I'm out for a ruck and I meet some mean dogs. So I'm feeling like the low water gauge is going off. Southeast Asia, so I'm gonna pop in at not a grocery store, at a convenience store up here. That is something I think I'd like to feature a little bit more too. You know, obviously you go out on rucks, the longer the ruck you have to take care of yourself. You have to drink fluids, sometimes not just water. Sometimes you have to have something a little bit more, with a little more substance. But in the end, if you're just out there rucking around, so to speak, bring some water, you know, bring a Gatorade. If you're hungry, bring some granola bars. It can be simple. Obviously, if you're gonna do a big extended ruck, which I hope to do on a couple of these shows, then that's where you have to be a little strategic. It's sort of, pause for the Ming hand. Okay, not dead. So, yeah, I'd like to do a couple of big long rucks, especially if I can get to an area where there's a really nice established trail, maybe a big long riverside stretch. It'd be cool to do, I think, a really long, you know, like a 10 mile ruck. And in those situations, then absolutely, then you have to think about fueling and nutrition and stuff. But you know, it's the same thing with running. You go out for a 30-minute run, or even an hour run, you don't really need anything. If it's really hot, you might bring a bottle of water. But when you start getting into 2 hours or 3 hours out there, you 100% need stuff. Generally, it makes all the difference. You have to have a strategy the longer that you go, or you just are gonna have a bad time, right? So, you know, anything inside of an hour for a run, and I'd probably say an hour and a half for a ruck, again, depending on the temperature, you're probably good. But also don't overthink it. Bottle of water, a granola bar, some candy. So this store here, I'm gonna pop into. I love this place. It's a Korean chain. Yeah, they got some good stuff here. So I'm gonna go grab a drink. Throw out the Ming hand though. I don't know if it works on that person. So let's try it here. And I'm alive. All right, let's get back out of here. All right, I'm just gonna get the pack off for a quick second, throw some water in it, and then we'll get going again. All right, just taking a quick second out here to get the pack off. Got her loaded up with some water, and I think we're ready to get rolling again. All right, so let's get our camera back up in position. Pack is back on. Start our timer again, and we're back. Always feels good to get the pack off your shoulders for a few minutes. That is also another interesting sort of thing unique to rucking, and you'll find this the very first time you go out. There is just an incredible relief. I'm not going to exaggerate and be like, there's nothing in the world like it. No, of course there's better things, but it is an incredible feeling after having a bunch of weight on your back to just suddenly not have that weight on your back anymore. Let's go down here. Let's check out this spot. Oh, we got some sketchy dogs up here. So let's see. Are they good boys or are they not? I think they're good boys. I hope they're good boys. I want to kind of make some noise so they know that I'm here. I don't scare them. You're a good boy. Oh yeah, you're so good you don't even recognize I'm here. I'm just taking care of some business over there, all right? Hey man, you do you. Look at this little, you're a good boy. Look at that good boy under the, I don't want to bug you too much, but you're a pretty cute dog. Oh, are you coming over to say hi? You are a good boy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. All right. He is looking a little sketchy. So, oh, there's another good boy. Hey, buddy. Do you want some scratches? Yeah. You can get some scratches. Don't bite me, though. You can get some scratches. You guys want to say hi? Whoa. Hey, who's a good boy? Need a drink? You're a good boy. The goodest boys. I like meeting you guys. You want another little scratchy scratch? Yeah. A little scratch. Don't bite me, please. Please don't bite me. Don't tase me, bro. All right. Old man references. Okay, bye, buddies. Let me get my camera reseated. Did I have some friends now? Are you following me? 'Cause you're good boys. All right. Hydration complete. Hey, buddies. Hey, guys. Now I have dog hand. Just a handful of dog, but that's okay. Worth it. Worth it to meet some good boys. Are you rucking with me, guys? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you guys are good boys. Nope, don't do anything. Don't do anything inappropriate. YouTube's watching. Maybe they're not. They're probably not watching. They're probably not watching. What do you see? Uh-oh. That was not a good boy action. That's not what good boys do. Let the guy ride his bike. Hey, no fighting. Sorry. Hey, be a good boy. Oh, they just want a hug. All right, let's keep it PG. I don't want to have to age restrict this video. Well, there's some more of those little frogs from earlier. Technically, those are toads. So, get it right. I do love Asia for this. They have a whole bunch of like rad statues of lions and dragons and stuff. If I had, put it this way, if I had too much money, I would 100% have a giant sculpture of a lion, dragon, or some kind of mythical beast in my yard. See, these are the ruck thoughts that surface. Started off talking about a nice sunrise and practical rucking advice, and as the ruck wears on, we're talking about mythical beasts and putting statues of them in your yard. So what's up, Jacoby? This one's Jacoby. Where's your friend? Oh, he's gone. I hope I haven't like stolen someone's dog. Like, Jacoby, do you have an owner? He has a collar, or she has a collar. So hopefully I didn't lead someone's dog astray and now they're going to be searching for it. That reminds me, when I was starting university, my parents got a new dog. I wanted to name it Testicles. They wanted to name it Abby. And I thought Testicles was way better. So I decided to just start calling it Testicles because I knew the dog doesn't know, right? So if I just fed it and was nice to it and called it the name that I wanted, it was gonna listen to me. And so sure enough, it stopped responding to Abby and started responding to Testicles. And then my dad got super mad at me. He's like, "You're getting the dogs all confused, damn it." And then and I ended up actually moving away, for school. So it reverted back to Abby. But that's a life lesson to all you kids out there. If your parents name your dog something lame, like Rover or Steve, I don't know, then you can just give it a name. And if you speak the name enough, you'll speak that name into existence. The dog doesn't know. Give it a couple treats and, you can make your dad really angry with you. Ruck thoughts. Jacoby, don't scare that man. I definitely am responsible for somebody losing their dog. Stop for a moment. Let's take a quick look at, hey Jacobs, what's up? This is Diamond Island. I was kind of hoping that they'd be out today, but we don't have any. But we've got Jacoby still. So, no new babies, but a good dog. They were like, oh, are you good boys? You're a good boy. You're just chasing the birds. Oh, you're chasing Jacoby. Uh-oh. Be cool, boys. Be cool. Oh, there's another one who's running out. Be cool, boys. Whoops. And you're watching the dogs and you trip on a curb. Yeah, Jacoby, you can stay over here. Don't let those other dogs bother you. You're a good girl, okay? Just be a good girl. But you should also go back home at some point because maybe somebody out there loves you. Coming up on the 5-mile mark, we are also broaching the bridge off of Diamond Island. So this will mark the end of our ruck today. Overall, it was a pretty good day. We got a chance to meet Jacoby and his friend, chatted about the possibility of getting a dragon/lion statue put up in our house. Trekked across Diamond Island, got a chance to see some frogs, they're toads. Didn't get a sunny day, but got a cool day. So you win some and you lose some. So if it was sunny, I'd get really nice visuals, but I would probably be sweating out of every possible cranny and or nook. I still don't know what this is going to be about. I feel like in some ways, is it good to have gear reviews? Is it good to have reviews for nutrition and shoes and ruck packs and all that stuff? Sure, I love that stuff too. But also inspiration. Get out there, go for a walk, put some weight on, move through space, give yourself some quiet, give yourself some silence, and see what happens. See what kind of cool ruck thoughts pop up. And if you're not in a position to travel or to go out, you go out on a ruck around your town, you come back, you throw this video on, and you can join me as I ruck across Asia. We can be friends. We can be virtual ruck friends. I'm gonna try my best to keep things fun, informative, and give you some cool visuals along the way. So our boy Jacoby's still with us. We're gonna have to say goodbye soon. But for me, Tyrannosaurus Rux, AKA Darius Rucker / Hooting the Blowfish, AKA Mark, or Steve, or Dave, or Jeff, or whoever, it doesn't really matter. I am Rucking Asia, and thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll like and subscribe and do all of that stuff, but not for the engagement, just like for the benefit. I really hope that you can find something here you enjoy. The banter, the rucking, the exercise, the weirdness, I don't know, the visuals, something there for everybody. That is Diamond Island Ruck 360 spin move. As we say goodbye, Jacoby, you might want to come back over this way. We'll see you next time.